Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome once again for this webinar on TR indicator. It's a proprietary trend rider indicator which provides good buy and sell signals. And there are certain rules one has to follow. And because of that, we're keeping this webinar so that we can explain how exactly one can use this particular indicator for different time frames, different type of traders who can make use of this indicator to take better trading decisions. Now, just start with, I will be briefing you about who can trade this using this indicator. Uh, if you are an intraday trader, you can use that. Scalpers can do it. Even positional traders can use it. Uh, the intervals one has to use if you're an intraday trader or scalper, you can use it for 1 minute, 3 minutes, and 5 minutes. Okay. And if you're a positional trader, you can use it for 1 hour or daily. Okay. I will be sharing the parameters in the channel as well at a later stage. So we don't have to worry about noting down these things that I'm going to explain. Okay. So the parameters that if you go to the charts, okay, how to add this indicator, let me show you that first. So we go to the charts, indicators, and you must have a all-in-one license to access this indicator. Okay, so TR indicator, when you apply, you will see by default a period 100 and 100. So this is the default period we recommend to use for certain intervals. So let's start with the interval that I put it here, which is a 5-minute interval. So if you are an intraday trader, you can use it for 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes. Okay. So how do we take position using this particular indicator? Okay. So let's assume that the market gave a sell signal today. This is the first signal which was continuing after a buy signal, which was continuing from yesterday's session. And you got a first signal out here. Okay, you can see that I will remove the VWAP for the time being. I put it for a purpose, which I can explain later on. So here you got a signal on this bar. The closing of this bar was 38,923.20. Okay. So you take a trade on a close of this interval. Okay. If this signal is there at the end of the closing basis. And your stop loss is going to be the high of that particular interval. Maybe you can keep 1 or 2 ticks away or 1 or 2 points away from the highest level, so that market in case if the market touches to that high, your stop loss is unnecessarily not hit. So ideally you are taking a trade at the close, okay, and you're putting a stop loss at this level, which is say 38,994.75. So it's about a risk of almost 80 points. Okay. Now, what you can also do is if you have taken a trade once, like if you're trading multiple lots in a same symbol, okay, what you can also do is if the price goes to say a 20, 30, 40% retracement, or like you can look at adding a position. So suppose if the price goes little higher, because more often what happens is we normally do not see a one-sided move. So we often see some kind of a recovery before the market could go down. So if you get such opportunities with a minor risk, so your stop loss will always remain at this level. There is another way to look at it. You can also put a stop loss 1 bar back also at the previous bar high as well. Okay. However, to reduce the risk, you can go with the first signal high as a stop loss. So that is the most ideal way to do it because your risk is very, very limited in this case. So thereafter, if you're taken two lots, okay. So I'm showing you this right now in the futures chart, but you can also apply this for options as well. Okay. Now, on a last day of the expiry, probably you may have some kind of issues if you are buying the option, because the time value may deplete very, very fast. So you may have to have a slightly bigger buffer in that particular case. But if you're just looking at the trend and trading on in the money call or put, then you don't have to worry about it, unless other than the time value that is there in the option price. So now if you enter a trade here, okay, so you got a complete move up to this level. Now, I'm not saying that you will take the entire move, okay. No, you can decide. You've taken an 880-point risk. If you are making 1-to-1, 1:1 ratio profit, probably you can start trailing your stop loss, okay. And where you need to trail your stop loss, you can trail your stop loss to previous high level. So if the market goes to this level, okay, you can probably trail your stop loss to this high, okay. See, for us, important for us to know is where exactly market breaks this, right? So if you are trailing the stop loss 1 or 2 bars back as a high, so if the price is here right now, if you're trailing your stop loss to say this level, okay, your stop loss is not hit. But if the price makes another low, for example, okay, so here you trail your stop loss to probably this level, okay, to 1 or 2 bars back. Or you can, even if you want to be trading very cautiously, um, not trying to take bigger risk, and you want to capture whatever the gains that you made, you can probably keep your stop loss to the previous bar high itself. So there is no problem. But when you take a trade, initially you have to take a trade, put a stop loss just on the high of the same signal bar. That is the important thing that you need to follow. Otherwise, what happens is your risk is definitely much higher. I'm not saying that you may gain much bigger uh, points from this trade as well, but it is better we control our risk as less as possible. So with this particular indicator, you can gain a lot with the minimum risk as possible. So once you start trailing your stop loss, okay, if the market makes a new low, probably if it comes around this level, maybe you can start trailing to a bigger, like 1-2 bars back. Maybe if you can also take some decisions in terms of what is a big bar. You know, if it's a big candle is there on the bearish side, it is more. There are less chances that this level is going to be broken that easily. Okay, so now the market has recovered a little bit, started correcting again, market made a low here, so probably you can move your stop loss to this level. So if you have kept the stop loss to this level, probably at this level you would have hit your stop loss and you exited the trade. Okay, so this would have given you probably a risk reward of almost 280 points against a risk of 80 points, so which is more than 3 times the reward. As the price, suppose you're trading more than one lot, then you can trail your stop loss and bring it to somewhere where your risk on the open position is zero, even if the stop is it, so that you can capture the big moves as well. So you can take like if the market moves in a trend, you will be able to capture a bigger trend in that case. So that is the rule that you can follow. Okay, next, say in this case here we got a buy signal here again. Okay, so now if you had taken a trade here on a close of this, you could have got a chance to average out your trade on a correction as well. So if you look at 50% correction, you would have also got a chance to average out your trade with your stop loss below this low. Now what would have happened in this case is that the second trade that you traded, you would have easily got a profit which is definitely can cover the entire risk of this particular trade. So if you average it that, so if you take a trade on this particular close of this bar, okay, market corrected on this bar, okay, and you can enter another trade at around this level. Okay, now I don't know if you're taken placed an order below the 38,864, you wouldn't have been able to get this particular trade. But yes, so you know that what is your risk now on this particular trade. So if this whatever risk that you want to take, sometimes if you decide that I will only take a second trade if the correction is almost 60% of this entire candle or 70% of the entire candle. So then on your second trade, the risk is only 30% of this entire candle value, right? So in this case, this candle is almost of 670 points. Okay. So if you decide that, okay, if I will take a trade, if the price comes down to say 38,850, otherwise I won't take a trade. Ideally, if you want to average it, you can average it on the next bar or maybe one bar, so 1 or 2 bars. Beyond that, you do not go for averaging in case you want to average. Okay. So if you get a chance in the next bar or probably the second next bar, then only you go for averaging this particular trade. Otherwise, suppose you get a chance that if the price comes down on this bar, probably do not go for a trade. You cancel your order. Okay. So now in this case, what would have happened is that you would have, if you had taken a second trade, you would have made money because market went up almost 120 points. If you're somewhere middle of this particular candle, if you had taken a trade, you would have got about 100 plus points, which would have easily covered the first initial trade that you took, which is having a almost 70-point risk. And in this case, it would have hit your stop loss out here. Okay. So now you have another trade out here. Okay. So you would take a trade here with the stop loss at this level. Okay. As I told you that you should not be taking averaging above after the second bar. So I would avoid taking any averaging even if the price recovers from this level. Okay. So now another thing that one can do in this case is that market moves in big trends as well as small swing trends as well, like minor trends. So now if you are good at identifying those reversals, you can enter this particular trade. Okay, when the market made a lowest level, if this level is broken, you put a stop loss at this level. Okay, and again you start looking for a sell opportunity because the signal is still sell. Now, what you can do is you can re-enter this trade. Market has started going up because the high was broken of a candle which is going down. So let me explain once again. So in this case, what you can see is that when the market is going down, the highs of the previous candles are not breaking. It broke here on this particular bar. So you would probably exit with your stop loss. Okay. And again, market is not breaking the high or low of this bar when the market is recovering. On this particular bar, market broke the low of this bar. So you enter a trade again with the stop loss at this level. You are still doing a sell trade with the stop. You enter at this level and stop loss at this level. Okay. So here you have a very limited stop loss of 45 points. Okay. So here again, if you want to average it out, you could have got a chance to average it here. Okay. And again, you would have had a good movement up to this level. So like, you could see that 170 point, it moved after that. Okay. So you can take such trades for you to gain additional profits within the same trend. Okay. So this is for somebody who is trying to do scalping with the with the lesser profit targets and want to do more trades within that particular trend. So again, the market recovered here, okay, and it broke the previous bar high, right? Here, you exit your trade and start looking for an opportunity where market goes up and see where exactly market makes a high. So if the market makes a high here, and if this level is broken here, you re-enter a trade again. So again, you would have got a chance to make almost 150 points. The possibilities. I'm not saying that you will take 150 points. You could probably take lesser points because in this trade, you have a lesser risk as well. You have only 45 point risk, right? So you could have taken another trade here. Again, you would have got an exit here again. Okay. Market recovered here and you could have taken another trade here as well. Okay. So again, another 120 point kind of a move you could have got with a risk of only 40-50 points. Okay. So this is how you can do scalping as well using this particular indicator if you're able to identify this reversal. So identifying reversals are not very difficult. All you have to do is you have to see whether the market is making a lowest level. Okay, if the lowest level high is very important for us to reverse this particular trade. So if the market makes a breakout, you will exit this particular trade and start looking for new opportunities where, see, you can see market, when the market recovers, it does not break the previous bar lows, right? So you know that the market is showing some strength, but again, market starts breaking this low, you re-enter your trade, okay? And you can do such trades as a scalper. So here again, you can see the market recovered here, okay, went up to this level. Once this level is broken, you could have taken a trade again with the stop loss at this level, okay, above this level. So ideally, what you need to do is don't keep the stop loss exactly at the highs or lows of the interval. You can take maybe 1 or 2 points, or maybe even 5 points away from that particular high, so that your stop is not hit. Okay. Now, there are other ways to look at it. So if you do not want to change if you want to change the interval, for example, okay. So I can show you in a different way as well. So what you can do is you can keep two charts, okay, of say 3 minutes, for example, okay, and you look for a parameter with 100 parameter of, okay, for deciding the trend. So in this particular trend, in this particular chart, you are looking for a trend, which side the market is moving, okay? But you will do, as I said, if you are able to identify the reversals very easily with the candles, you can do that, okay, with the first method that I explained. But if you are not able to understand that, and you want to, you can still do some kind of a scalping trades, wherein, like, say, for example, it gave a buy sell signal around this level. So this is your starting point, right? So on this particular trend, you are taking a trade. So you are also taking a trade on this particular bar, okay, on this particular bar, okay. This is a 3 minute interval. Now what happens? The market starts going down. It gives a buy signal. Probably you exit from that particular trade, okay, and start looking for a sell opportunity, okay. So again, you got a sell opportunity, okay. If you're taken a trade on this, you would have hit your stop loss within the next bar itself, okay, because you're putting a stop loss just above uh, the sell signal bar. No worries. Again, you got a signal on this particular bar to sell with the stop loss above this level. So on a close of this bar, you take a trade again. So you can take this kind of an opportunities like this. So if you are not able to identify the reversals, you can keep two charts together of the same period. However, in this particular interval, I am putting the period as just 5. Okay. So you are using the 100 pair parameters to identify the trend direction, and to trade, you are using the 5 parameter. Okay. Now, same thing you can also do for positional trades as well. So you can do while using positional trades, you can use hourly chart or daily chart. In this hourly chart and daily chart, you can use the parameter as 20. I will share the document with all the parameters that you can use in this particular case. So additionally, I've put some VWAP indicator as well, which is again available with your, if you're taking an all-in-one license, or you can get this VWAP indicator anyways. So this will also help you to identify a possible trend, and if the price starts going up and still showing some closes above this level and showing you a sell signal, right? If you see here, the sell signal is still there. After that, probably avoid trading these swing trades with this particular uh, trend, because once the market starts has made such a big trend, downtrend, and started recovering from this level, okay, ideally stop trading in that direction and wait for a new opportunity. So you would have got a buy signal out here, and you could probably take an advantage and the direction on the buy side. Okay. So I hope everybody understood where exactly one has to take an entry, one has to take a stop loss, okay, and how one can add positions on pullbacks or retracements. And exit is again depends on how you want to manage your risk as well as position sizing that you are doing. So if you want to do 1:2, 1:3 ratio, if you want to do it, you can do that, or you wait for the complete trend. So if you look at it, the trends are wide, very large trends, so it is better even if you sit on that particular position to get maximum gain out of it, or at least even 3 to 4 times you can take such opportunities, because your success will be very high with this kind of a strategy. So if you're able to get every trade 3 to 5 times the profit, even if your success ratio is even 40%, also you are going to be in a big positive trade. Okay. So I think I've clarified all the things that I need to explain. So I will be having some questions. So I will take those questions, and probably based on that questions, I will start explaining for whatever symbols. So let me check the questions. First, what is there on the chat? Okay. Yeah. Can this be used for MCX also? Yes, you can use this for MCX. No problem. Okay. Can you show the chart for copper? Let's open the copper chart. So it works for any indicator. So any charts, no problem at all. As long as the symbol is a very active symbol, you can use it even for cash market also. You can use it. Okay. So can we use the same setting as 3-minute time frame on? Yes. So you have to use. So suppose you are using two charts. Okay. One to identify the trend. In this, you are putting the parameter as 100. And if you want to do some scalping or swing trades, you're using a smaller parameter so that you can start trading in the direction of the trend. So if the trend is showing sell, and if you get a buy signal, you only exit your trade, but do not take a fresh entry. If you get a sell signal again, take a fresh sell entry. That is how you're going to do it. Okay. There is a question how to select this indicator. Mr. Murthy, you have to have all-in-one package, and you go to indicators, and there is a indicator called TR_indicator. It's part of the QT premium indicators, so you can add this indicator. Okay, so if you have any questions, now you can raise your hand, and I can allow you to speak. So, Mr. Murthy, you can, if you have a question.
Get all three in the yellow and indicators there, no? If I select the TR indicator, I can get all three indicators, right? Buy and signal, right? Everything?
Yeah. Not the yellow. Yellow is a VWAP indicator. So this
Which
one
one?
you're talking about, that is a VWAP. Then you
Yeah,
need to
I'm
add.
talking about this one, sir.
Which one?
Yellow. Yellow and trend line is there, no? How to
So
select
that is a
that?
VWAP indicator. That is just click on VWAP and click on add here. That's all. Enable this.
VWAP enable.
Yeah. Okay. So click on
Okay.
VWAP and daily VWAP. You enable this, you'll get it. So ideally, once the market breaks the VWAP, avoid trading some kind of a short-term trades in that direction. Probably the entire move could be over. I'm not saying that it is over, but it is better to stop trading in that direction, because market is a very likely chance that the market is going to reverse. Another thing, what you can also probably identify from this is that you will, if the trend is continuously down, you will always see a signal on all the possible bars. Okay. However,
Okay.
if the possibility of a reversal that is happening, you will see that the signal will go off for some bars. Okay.
Okay.
This is where probably that the market has probably exhausted that trend, and possibly the reversal is going to happen. But it's not necessarily that you cannot get another sell signal again. Okay. But like, this is an indication that you have to stop trading in this direction, because that's where possible change is going to happen. A trend change is going to happen. Okay. It may happen, it may not happen. Okay.
Okay. And one more thing, sir.
Mm-hmm.
This downtrend is there, no?
Mm-hmm.
In this downtrend, I can say means it is showing is a downtrend only. It's not showing the uptrend. So what is the red indicators there?
Mm-hmm.
So it is
That
showing
is a
only downtrend.
downtrend. Yeah, this is a downtrend. Okay.
Okay.
So uptrend
So
started here. Okay. Uptrend
hmm.
started here. Again, the downtrend started here. Okay. It's like that.
Okay. When cross this reversal, then only is uptrend is started.
No,
Reversal.
not don't do VWAP is just to stop, to pause you from any trade in that direction. I'm not, you do not, you take a trade exactly based on this. But if you're doing some swing trades or you want to exit your trade, if the price crosses above the VWAP, then stay away from that market, because most likely that the reversal is going to also happen.
Okay.
Okay. So any more questions?
And one more thing, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Here, for example, here if is the 38,770 is there, for example,
Mm-hmm.
you can drag to more here, sir. This green line is there, no?
Mm-hmm.
Green big candle.
Yeah.
Because I am buy here. See, means buy means that accurate it will come 38,700 or 38,800.
No. It depends on what you're buying, right? If you're buying
For
a call,
example,
or
he
I'm not, we
started
are
the
talking
CE
about
only.
here. We are talking about here as about the
Call ratio,
futures.
call.
Yeah, so then you'll have to take a at the money or in the money call. That is your call. We are not going to. I'm not going to say which strike you would like to take a trade. Obviously, you can take a at the money strike or in the money strike, whichever you
Okay.
like. Okay,
See,
but don't go
my
out of the money strikes, because out of the money strike, we'll have unless you are trading on some days where if you're trading a monthly contract, probably you can take slightly out of the money contract. But if you're
okay.
trading weekly weekly options, then I would avoid trading anything out of the money.
Okay. So
Okay.
you have to take only in the money only.
In the money or at the money, in the money or at the money. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this
Okay,
can
sir.
also, the signals can come also for even for options as well. So it's not that it will not come. You can only use the option chart also and do the trading as well. So there is no problem as long as the option is at the money or in the money. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So same thing applies. But only thing, what happens on a last day, or maybe on a Wednesday or a Thursday, or on a 1 day, 2 days before the expiry, what can happen is that there is fast depletion of the time value, right? So your
Okay.
stops may not be very accurate in that particular case. So that is where you need to be little concerned, or you're careful about taking slightly bigger risk, or something like that, because sometimes when the market falls, option may react first, as compared to futures. Okay.
Okay.
And sudden movement, and you will hit your stop loss, and then market recovers again. So you'll have to be a little careful about it. That's it. Okay.
Okay. And one more thing, sir. Last question.
Mm-hmm.
See, for example, I am in this red indicator started, no?
Mm-hmm.
It's a downtrend
Mm-hmm.
here. So one candle means 20 points more than, for example, if I purchase 38,000, strike price at 38,900 mean. So I have to put the stop loss of the 38,000, strike price means 700 rupees. My stop loss, what will be the stop loss, sir?
So stop loss, you'll have to look at on that chart of that particular option itself, if you're trading options.
Okay, so depends on the call and put option.
Yeah, whichever stop, like suppose you're selling, if you're bearish about it and selling a call, so you have to do accordingly. So that's how it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, I think there are a few more questions. this works with candle bars or or footprint chart. No, it will. You can put the indicators even on a order flow chart as well. So no problem at all. Okay. So let me open an order flow chart. So the signal will show even on an order flow chart. So no problem at all. Okay. So if I enable the cluster chart, okay, and you want to apply this indicator. Because it's nothing to do with the cluster chart. So you can see this, okay, the signals are there. So if you're really looking at order flow and you want additional confirmation, yeah, you can keep this indicator on all the time, on your chart. This is my cluster chart. So I can still show, you can still see the signals on this. Okay. I think when I have clarified this, right?
Okay, show me that indicator once again, sir, from beginning.
Which indicator?
How to select that indicators, these indicators.
So this is the imbalance chart, sir. You can click on cluster and enable this.
Okay.
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 Okay. What do I do if I got a stop loss on the same direction? Should I wait for the next?
And one more thing, sir.
Okay.
Here, when you are buying through easy MIS is there, no? Okay, that is in MIS. Suppose if I buying market price, okay, here it will not showing the strike price, sir. What is the strike price? For example, I selected
the strike. You have to decide, sir. You have to decide the strike. You have to decide. You have to, if you are trading options, you will have to see what the current price is and decide the strike.
Okay.
Okay. So you are not trading from the, you are not going to trade from the futures chart to trade options, right? You are going to trade from the option chart. So you go to the options chain, okay. You put the Nifty bank, okay. You get options chart. So let's look at it. Suppose you wanted to buy a put, for example, 38,800 put. Okay, open the chart and you see the signal. So you can add the signal here. So you get the same thing here as well, right? So you got a signal here. You put a stop loss above this. You got a signal on this particular sell signal on this bar. Okay, so you put it above this like that. So if you got a buy signal here, you put a stop loss below this.
Okay.
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 There is one more question. What I do if I got a stop loss on the same direction? Should I wait for the next signal just like yesterday? Sachindra, can you explain if you, I didn't understand. Sachindra, you can raise your hand and I can allow you to talk. Okay, you can talk now.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, if I am trading on a 3-minute, just and I got a sell signal on both indicators on a, but if any case if it hit my SL, okay, but the signal doesn't change, it's still showing sell, but because of some weak or that one, if it hits, then can I re-enter?
So what you can also do is, see, it tells you that direction is down, right? So if suppose let's look at it this way, okay? So you did a trade here, and on the next bar the market went up this and hit your stop loss, but trend doesn't, and market came back again. Correct? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So you can take a trade if you are willing to take a trade. You can, if the risk is not very big, okay, you can again take a trade with the stop loss of that high as a high.
Okay. Understood.
Okay.
Okay.
Because trend will not change very easily. That's what I mean to say. In this case, right, the trend does not change very easily. You'll always get that opportunity to do those trades. So, it all depends on how you're going to trade. Like, if you are doing short scalping trades, obviously there will be plenty of opportunities you get in a day. Okay. But yes, you do not want to, just because you hit one stop loss doesn't mean that you're going to lose the opportunity of the entire trend that is going to happen. It can happen 2 times, 3 times also in some cases. It can happen, right? Because market can be very volatile, right?
Yes.
Say, like, in such cases, like say, for example, what do you call the bank RBI policy day? Probably you avoid such days because there are very likely chance that market may make some big swings,
Yes.
right? So in such
That
cases, you
based on
avoid at least that period, if not the entire day, at least that particular period where the market is trying to react to something, right? Some news. In such cases, you avoid if that's the case, and then you can, okay?
Okay. And you told hourly is 20, and if I go positional on daily, what will be the setting?
Same 20 period, no problem.
Okay.
You can use hourly or daily chart to use positional trades. Okay, if you are trading, when I say positional trades, like don't do in the futures and options, because market these days opens with a gap. You understand what I'm trying to say. So when I say positional, probably if you're looking at buying some stocks or buying some stocks or something like that. I mean, okay, like investing basically. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, there are a few more questions. Okay. Can we get a recording of it? We will try to add that particular add this, no problem. Okay. What is the significance of N1? It is just a period, that's all. It is a proprietary period. You can ignore that. You can just follow the rules that we are going to give you. Can you explain left side chart entry exit logic inside? Okay. So I'll explain this. So I'm using this particular side. On the right side, I'm using the trend to know what the trend is, right? So for this period, for this, I'm putting 100 period. Okay. Okay. So you can purely trade based on this. You don't have to do anything else. You can purely trade based on this. But if you want to do some kind of a short-term trades, in such cases, you follow the trend, but every time there is a sell signal, you take a trade. If there is a buy signal, you exit from that trade. That's what I meant. Uday, is this clear to you? Uday, you can ask your question if you have a doubt. So what is the average win ratio? So when it comes to a risk reward, it is easily you can make 3 to 5 times risk reward. Okay. So which means even if you have a success rate of 50%, okay, so you are on a winning side. So that is what we go by that. Okay, you can ask your question. I'll ask you to unmute. Yeah, you can ask your question. Hello.
Hi, sir. This is Bharat. There's a small question, not about this tool, not about this indicator. I am because yesterday Vikram explained me about this thing, and I'm very clear with this. But on the right side of the chart, you have the tools and all, right? Like Fibonacci extensions and all. How do I add that? Can you just explain that? Okay, so it's simple. Here you click here, right? Okay. If you click, you can 2 ways to do it. So one is you right click here, you get a drawing tools. Okay. Okay. Otherwise, you just click here, you get all the drawing tool library. Okay. You want to add this into favorites, just click on the star. Because I was just confused because I'm new to the software. I've been using from 4-5 days. Okay. Just exploring things and all. So no problem. So you can add stars, all those will start appearing here. That's
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so there are more questions. So let's see.
Sir, one question.
Yeah.
Sir, what's the time frame which you suggest for intraday trade? Is 3 minutes is the best one, or you use 5 minutes?
So it all,
On the
see,
bank
I am not going to influence your trading style. So if you're, what I'm trying to say is that it will work very well with 1 minute, 3 minute, and 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
So like, you know, if you take with 1 minute, you will have much lesser risk. If your trend goes well, you will have a big profit. Okay. So if same thing with like higher the interval, obviously the risk also will go up more often, you know, that you take or not trade. So like, you know, if it is a 3 minute interval, your risk may be only 30-40 rupees, right? Whereas if it is a 5 minute interval, it can go up to 60-80 rupees, like that, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but then gains also going to be like that. So you'll have
Yes,
to decide on
because
that.
and one thing, this reversal will be in 1 minute. It's come faster in a small pullback also. So
Yes,
that's why
that can happen. Yes, that can happen. So that is why you'll have to be little careful about it. But what happens is that, see, even if I switch to 1 minute, let's look at 1 minute. Okay. You get good trends. It's not that, you know, you will get a reversal. You get good trends. So if you have take, so, you know, here you would have hit a stop loss. Like, you know, in this case, you would have hit a stop loss here. But by then you would have also got, based on what was the risk in this particular bar, it is only about 25 points, right? Okay. Okay. So, but market went almost 60 points after that.
yes.
Okay. So it all depends. So like, you know, if you're little concerned about that particular movement, maybe you can still go with the previous bar low as a stop loss. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So any other questions you want to ask? Then I will take up the question that are on the chat. Okay. Okay, Bharat Bhushan is asking. So you give me one stock, Bharat. I would like to go with that. Okay, let's do Wipro. Can you mute, please? This is a moment of today, right? So Bharat, you can ask your question so that, you know, I can be clear about what exactly you want to ask. You can unmute and ask.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, Bharat.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It's really good to hear from your side. Actually, I'm watching this first time your Quants Tower, this webinar.
Okay.
I have got certain queries like there are so many other software as well. First of all, I would like to tell you that I'm not a very old person in this trade. It's been around 6 months at the most.
Okay.
You can say that I'm a newbie in this. Like there is some another charting, Go charting software. Actually, I don't have much idea. I'll really appreciate if you can suggest me. We have got Cons app as well. So how differ this from Cons app and how differ this from Go charting? Please.
So the
I really appreciate your
so I have no much idea about both these platforms. Okay, so I can only talk about our platform. I assume that Go charting has obviously the similar features that we have in terms of order flow and market profile. Okay. Other than that, we have plenty of tools on our platform. It's a desktop application meant for active traders. Okay, so we have built a platform for serious traders out here. Okay, so that is why we have a desktop application. Somebody who is trading from the mobile, probably not a full-time trader. Okay, so when you look at it, yes, we are a serious. I mean, it's a platform for serious traders. So, that is what one thing that I can tell you. And we have built a lot of tools, and we also allow you to trade from our platform. Okay.
Okay.
So,
well,
if you have an account with our partner brokers, okay. No, we are not broker, we are not a broking company. We allow you to trade from our platform if you have an account with our partner brokers. And the advantage of this is that you can place any types of order with 1 or 2 clicks. Okay.
Okay.
You cannot place the order execution. I mean, again, execution depends on the broker, but how you place the order is something that you cannot place faster than any other platform. I can vouch on that. Okay. If you can demonstrate how to place stop loss limit order faster than our platform, I'll give you 1 year subscription fee. I can say that.
Okay. Thank you very much for this enlightening information and all. Do you have any partnership with this Zerodha?
No, we don't have Zerodha partnership, because Zerodha, to connect to our platform, you'll have to pay for API charges, which costs about 2,000 to 4,000 rupees before you pay to our software, right? So that's why we have not connected yet. We might connect in the future, but not at the moment. But there are other good brokers that we are connected to. 5paisa is a new addition. We have India Infoline, Gill Broking, Composite Edge, Nirmal Bank. These are the brokers that you can look at. And many of them offer low commission.
So if I want to go further digging, so where can I get all the information? So you must be having your website. So all these informations are being mentioned on your website as well?
YouTube channel. You can. I don't know how you got our webinar information. So that means you are either joined our channel or somebody would have notified you about it. So
yes, definitely. I watched some 3-4 months back. Some Ashok was the person who organized some webinars and one of your representative accounts that was there. That's why I came in contact with this Telegram channel.
So we have a YouTube channel. Okay, so you can be in touch with Shivam. Okay, Shivam will share his number. And we regularly, almost every day or every alternate day, we conduct webinars. Okay, for somebody who joins new. But you can also join anytime. If you ask Shivam if there is a webinar, he will notify you, and you can join that webinar to learn more about how to use our platform. So on different topics, you can ask questions. Yes,
allowed to. What is your good self? What is I forgot to ask your name?
Roshan.
Mr. Roshan. Okay. Thank you very much. It's been really nice talking. I won't be taking much of your time. Thank you.
No problem. Okay. So any other questions, Shivam, that I missed out?
I see one guy asking that any upcoming partner broker with Contour. Any new upcoming partner broker?
Yes, we are writing to Kotak at the moment, Kotak API. So Kotak is going to be available next. Fires is already completed. We are in the final testing stages. Okay. We will notify you when it is available. After Kotak, probably we are looking at Finvisia as a next option. And there we will notify you whenever we are start working on it. So with the timeline. Okay, there is a question. So left side chart OI change. No, Uday, this is not, left side chart is not a OI change at all. Okay, it is a chart of the mark price itself. Okay, can you show me sideways behavior of TR indicator? That's a good question. Okay, so let's look at some movement that has happened sideways. So you rarely see a sideways move as such, but because if you're looking at our default parameters, okay, But yes, it can happen that, you may get a trend and, you will probably hit a stop loss in the next bar or something like that. And the trend will change and probably you hit a stop loss again. Okay. That can happen 1 or 2 times. That is because of this thing. But, if you have to remember that even if you hit a stop loss, you should not lose faith on this particular indicator. If you follow the trend, you can be sure that, your risk reward is going to be really good. Okay. Vasudevan, if you have a further clarification, I can unmute. You can unmute and ask a question.
Sir, one
Yeah.
question. Right now on this chart, the last day, the first two, the same day.
Okay.
This one, not one day before.
Mm-hmm.
No, one day before.
Okay.
Yeah, this day.
Mm-hmm.
On the opening third candle and the fourth candle showing a downtrend.
Correct.
First is the third candle. If I entered on the fourth one,
so you will take a trade here, correct? You will take a trade on this candle.
Yes.
With the stop
On the
loss at this
closing.
level. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You would have hit your stop loss. Okay.
No. I am asking if there is no indicator on the fifth candle. In between, there is a candle.
Yeah, there is no. Yes. That is where, when the sideways movement happens, right? You will probably see such thing happening more often.
So on the closing of that candle, I can cut my trade and exit.
Yes.
At that time also.
Yes. No, it would have anyway hit your stop loss at here itself, right? I mean, you see that this one you're talking about, this bar.
Yes, that bar.
Yes, yeah. So that sometimes gives you an indication that probably the trend change could be happening. It's like that. That's possible. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Sajeev, can you ask your question? Sajeev, you can unmute and ask your question.
No questions, sir. Thank you.
No questions? Okay, sir. Because you raised your hand, so Neeraj, you can ask your question.
Yeah, hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, so I'm using this IFL. I have this IFL account.
Mm-hmm.
So do I need to pay anything for the subscription of data or something, or I can use free of cost?
For data, there is no subscription. Okay, but if you want to use this indicator, the cost is 1,600 rupees, which you need to take an all-in-one subscription.
Okay. And without this indicator, sir, I can use your platform?
Yeah, so we have a free version which will allow you to add 2 indicators on a chart. So you can use it, of course. You can place orders, everything you can do. Yes.
Okay, but if I want all-in-one, then 1,600 per month, yeah?
Correct, that's right.
Okay. Fine, sir, fine.
Okay. So you can also place orders from the chart itself. So I think you must be all aware of how to place the order from the charts on our platform. I think there was a question from somebody. So anybody else has a question? Okay, I think any other questions, Shivam, that I've left out?
Sorry, I was on a call with a client. He actually called me. Yeah, so I don't think you have missed out any other question. There's a guy named Sushil. He's asking for low signal. I didn't get him, but he's asking.
No idea.
Sushil, you can raise your hand if you have. Yeah, I think it's about maybe related to internet. I don't think any more questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I will do is I will share the parameters and the conditions soon after this. But, huh?
No, it's somebody else.
Okay. Okay, so what I will do is I will be sharing this particular document which gives you the parameters that you need to use, what kind of a stop loss that you need to use, okay, and in the channel, so you can make use of this indicator and have a look at it. So thank you very much for attending this webinar, and if you have any questions, you can reach out to Shivam on the number he has already put out on the
chat.
Okay, so I think if you have any questions, you can reach out to him. And just for your information, we regularly conduct webinars. Maybe some webinars we do not notify on the channel because it is meant for some new registrations and all that. So if at all you want to understand anything about the software, learn more about it, have some questions, you can always message us on our website chat, okay, or you can message Shivam, even on our support chat, okay, and then we will notify you individually to join that particular webinar, because not everybody would, because we do not notify this to everybody, because many of you would have attended this kind of webinars in the past, and there's no point in listening to the same thing again and again, okay. But yes, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us, and we will ask you to join those webinars. Is that okay, Shivam? That is
Yeah.
the okay.
Yeah, I mean, I conduct webinar regularly around every day around 4 p.m. Okay, so if anybody wants to start with how to get started with Quantower, they can message me. So I'll share them the link, Zoom link.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for joining in at this time, and hope you had a good expiry date today if you're trading the weekly options, and all the best for the new